on. You already know. Welcome to the Purpose Experience. Today is another day to live out my purpose and to give it 120%. Come on, one more time. Today is another day to live out my purpose and to give it 120%. I hope you are feeling amazing. Let me go ahead. Gotta tag Rita real quick. How are you feeling, everyone? Go ahead, write it in the chat. We're focused on gratefulness, a year of gratefulness. What are you grateful for today? I am grateful that yesterday was a long day, but I pushed it out. I hurried and I got to go to my nephew's game. I'm grateful for communication, even when it has to be rough. I'm just overall grateful. What are you grateful for today? We're going to use our same scripture from yesterday, because we're again focusing on relationship and love. Good morning, Miss Lashia. So again, love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no records of wrongs. And again, that's coming from 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 4 through 5. And we only have one announcement for today. My amazing friend, Miss Nellie Birthright. Now, are you looking for somewhere to work out? And I'll post it, of course, if it's small and you can't see it. Mixed Fit with NLB Squad is back. When is it? Every Monday from 6 to 7 p.m. starting July 12th. It's going to be at Glasgow Pines Clubhouse, which is located at 901 Scotland Drive, Newark, Delaware, 19702. 801, my bad. 801. And it's and again, I'll post this. The cost is $7 per class or $25 for 4 classes. And again, if you're looking to work out and get moving, look here, that's where you can go with my amazing friend and an amazing therapist, Miss Nellie B. So if you're looking for a workout, I'll post it in my story so you can check it out even more. Good morning, Toya. How you doing? Can I teach again today? Is that okay? Because y'all were loving the love languages. A lot of people went and took the quiz and posted their results, whether they were more on quality time or physical touch. Y'all were getting it. So make sure with the love languages and, Sin, my friend Sin, she posted on her timeline that it would be excellent to learn your children's love languages, because maybe you're giving them gifts when really all they need is a hug and some quality time. So for the people you're close to, why don't you have them take the love language quiz so we can all find out how to love and nurture each other even better in these relationships. Good morning, my beautiful Auntie Sarah. So can we continue kind of teaching here? Because today we're going to talk about fighting fair in relationships. And I think it's important for us all to understand what really happens when you kind of get into it with your boo thing. Now I know y'all like, Latte, you keep talking about these boo things. You can apply this if you're single as well, in your friendships and in your relationships with others. Because we really have to understand what happens when we get on a heated subject, we get worked up, and we just say whatever. And I want you to understand what's happening so that we can change the pattern that happens within relationships. So maybe you already know if you talk about this one topic, it's going to trigger something within your relationship. If you bring up this one topic in your friendship, it's going to trigger something. Even for our parents, if you bring up this one topic with your child, which I've experienced firsthand. If you bring up this one topic with your child, it's going to go left. They're going to get angry. Y'all are going to be yelling, and it's just going to get really ugly. Well, I don't know about you, but nobody wants to live like that, where you're constantly in arguments and fighting and getting loud and saying mean things that you don't really mean. So today we're going to talk about what it is that actually happens when we get mad, and then how we can begin to address and approach certain situations differently. So one thing, and I know this picture is going to be bright, and I'm gonna have to use my good eyes to read it. But the concept we want to understand is that when you get all worked up, your emotions are going wild, you're angry, you're upset, you just want to punch somebody in the throat. It has a name to it. And an amazing, especially for our couples, an amazing therapist and guru, they just know everything. The Gottmans, they really talk about couples and relationships and love and how we should engage. They've done tons and tons of research on how we can make this look better. So an important concept I want you to understand is emotional flooding, right? And it's a sensation of feeling psychologically and physically overwhelmed during conflicts, making it virtually impossible to have a productive problem-solving discussion. So when you get all worked up, when you're angry, even if it's on the job with a coworker, and you go to that space, we've talked about it, where your brain shuts down, you go into fight or flight response. It's called emotional flooding. Come on, say it with me now. Emotional flooding. And when this happens, like it said, it's impossible to have a logical discussion. And let me break it down for you even more. Emotional flooding. When we're flooded or overwhelmed with a strong feeling, it takes about 25 minutes. Think about that. 25 minutes for the hormone and chemical storm in your body to calm and reset. Take a break while you allow your system to settle. It helps to attune to your breathing and exhale slowly. Now, I hope that right there just blew someone's mind, because how many minutes did it say it takes for us to come back down? Come on, how many minutes did it say? 25 minutes. But what do we do when we're in that heated discussion with our loved one, with our boo thing, when they done got, with our children, when they done got on our last nerves? We go right to it, right? Ain't no 25-minute break, none of that. 2 seconds, and we are ready to hop and say and express all that we need to. But, read it again. But there's a hormone and chemical storm going on in your brain that has you so worked up that you can't calm down. So now you're saying whatever comes to mind because you didn't take that time to let your body reset and settle. I want somebody to, this ought to be connecting with someone, because you're wondering, why when I get so upset do I just kind of black out and just go there? Do you understand now? You're going through the process of emotional flooding, and we need this to look better so that we can be in better communication with people. Now, before we jump to the solutions, how we can make this look better, I want us to understand what Gottman, John Gottman and his wife, consider the four horsemen, right? And this is what happens when we don't take that time to cool down. We automatically go to these defenses, right? And the four horsemen in relationships and how to stop them in their antidotes. So one thing we'll do when we're worked up and we're feeling the ways and we're ready to just take that person out, we're going to criticize, right? Now, y'all know good and well, when you get into the argument with your boo thing, your child coworker, oh, you think of everything that they done wrong. And you verbally attack their personality or character, right? But instead, you want to do a gentle startup with them after you've calmed down. You want to talk about your feelings using I statements and express as a positive need. Now, again, if you don't take that time to calm yourself down, this will not verbalize this way. But again, the Gottmans say that what we go right to is criticism, contempt, which is attacking the sense of self with an intent to insult or abuse. We go to defensiveness. Y'all know y'all put y'all wall up, victimizing yourself to ward off a perceived attack and reverse the blame, or stonewalling, which is where we withdraw to avoid conflict and convey disapproval, distance, and separation. You know darn well you give that silent treatment, make your mate think you ain't never coming back to talk to them. And all of those are is a behavior that we need to change. We need to adjust because no one likes being criticized. No one likes having your defenses come up and then you can't communicate, right? We got to look at this thing differently. So even instead of contempt, you want to begin to build a culture of appreciation. Remind yourself of your partner's positive qualities and find gratitude for positive actions. And I already know what you're saying. Levante, when they get on my last nerves, when I am telling them about themselves, I don't want to recognize their positive attributes. I can't even see them clear. You know why? Because you're in emotional flooding and you didn't take that break to calm down so that you can really remember, I'm in love with this person or I love my child before attacking them. And then hold on, let's go back. Defensiveness. You know, we get defensive. We got to now begin to take responsibility and accept your partner's perspective and offer an apology for any wrongdoing. Sis, brother, you ain't always right. You're not always right. And at times we have to accept responsibility and say, you know what? Once I calm down, let me let my guard down and go from there. Have a good one, Miss Lashia. We have to let our guard down, right? And then our last one with stonewalling, which is where, we give the silent treatment. We got to take a break and spend that time doing something soothing and distracting, but assuring our mate, our child, you know what? I'm upset right now. I do love you, but I'm going to come back. Because a lot of times, think about it. When you get in that argument and the person walks away or leaves out the house, storms out the house, you get an intense fear of, will they ever come back? So we have to do better with conveying to our partners, conveying to our children, conveying to our friends when we have a fallout. I just need a minute. This isn't the end of us. We're going to work this out. Am I making sense? We got to calm down the emotional flooding. So this was a cool study that they did too. So you could do 25 to 30 minutes. And they said in one of the experiments they did, we interrupted couples after 15 minutes and told them we needed to adjust the equipment. We asked them not to talk about their issue, but to just read magazines for half an hour. When they started talking about their issue again, their heart rates were significantly lower and their interaction more productive. So again, when you are at that high point, when you're emotionally flooding, your hormones and the chemicals in your body is all out of whack, your heart rate is up and pumping because you're angry, you cannot communicate effectively, positively, and in a loving way with your mate. You just can't do it. But what do we always try? Oh, I'm going to get this word in. Oh, I'm going to tell you about yourself while you're still angry versus taking the time to calm down. Can y'all do this for me? The next time you get into it with your child, they done got on your last nerves, with your mate, take a moment and pause before you tell them about themselves. And I'm not making it up. You just saw there's research that says this. And one thing you can do while you're emotionally flooding, you want to use those coping strategies. You can talk to a therapist. My clients, they text me and say, look, sis, help out now. And we get to it. Create a daily self-care routine. Feel your feelings, name your feelings, educate yourself. We're doing that today. You got to know what's happening in your body. Figure out if it's situational or ongoing and process your feelings. Oh, my clients and I, we talk about journaling all the time and the benefits of it. And I really want you guys to consider adding that into your routine. Now, we're going to wrap it up because we're a little longer today. And tomorrow, I'm going to give one more snippet about how to start those conversations, what to say once you calm back down to make things go peacefully. Share this out. People need to understand that they are emotionally flooding and they need to pull it back in to calm down in these relationships. We want loving relationships. We want couples that are having fun, because when you're having fun and you're doing great, that's going to trickle down to if you have children or in all areas of happiness and joy in your life. Am I making sense today? Go ahead today. You already know. We have to pray, pray, pray for people. If the only prayer you said was thank you, that would be enough. Let's take the time to pray today for a special lady in your life. I don't care who you pick, just a special lady in your life where you're like, let me just take a moment to say a prayer for them. I love you guys. Have a magnificent Winning Wednesday, right? Good morning, Miss Wendy. Winning Wednesday. And I will see you tomorrow for our final day together. Bye. Have a great one.